One of the core reasons the national shortage of dwellings is so serious is that it coincides with a record increase in the nation's population. The latest data shows that Australia's population grew by 651,000 people last year, and that's the highest number in the nation's history. And 84% of that growth was attributed to overseas migration. Now, that record level of population growth last year did not cause the shortage of dwellings, including the undersupply of rental homes. The seeds of the shortage were sown years earlier by bad government policy and have been exacerbated by bad governance every year since. But that very high level of population growth has made a serious problem more dire. Australia now has a population of 27 million, up 2.5% in 2023. All states and territories recorded population growth during last year, although many of them were net losers of population to interstate migration. It was overseas migration and natural increase that allowed the weakest jurisdictions to record increases despite losing population from people leaving to live elsewhere in Australia. New South Wales, the most populous state, did not record the biggest rise in numbers. That was Victoria, which added more to its population than New South Wales did, both in raw numbers and in percentage terms. Queensland also had a big rise, adding 141,000 new people because it had by far the largest net gain from interstate migration. Notably, every state and territory was a net loser through interstate migration except Queensland and Western Australia, which means there are a lot of people relocating around Australia, but most of them are moving to Queensland or to WA. WA in fact recorded the biggest population increase in percentage terms last year, rising 3.3%, followed by Victoria up 2.8% and Queensland 2.6%. The places with the weakest growth were Tasmania and the Northern Territory, which both were net losers to internal migration but gained a little from overseas migration. New South Wales made the biggest gains from overseas migration but was the biggest net loser from internal migration. So, what does all that mean for real estate? Based on the population trends that have been revealed by these new figures from the ABS, where would you be buying real estate? Well, based on these numbers, you'd be focusing on Queensland and Victoria, as well as WA, although we continue to urge caution on the frenzied Perth market. And where would you be avoiding? Well, Tasmania and the Northern Territory, which both have weak economies and fairly negative population figures. But it pays to keep in mind that there is data to consider other than population trends.